Alright, so I'm planning on using the Exodia Incarnate card that I got from the card trader to make a different kind of Exodia deck. Let me pull it up. This. And so basically what the legendary Exodia Incarnate does is it allows you to, when you have the different pieces of the Forbidden One in the graveyard, it increases the attack of this card by 1,000 each. So hypothetically, this could get up to be a 5,000 attack monster. But the issue with it is that you have to get the cards into your hand, but you also have to get them into your graveyard. So there's kind of a second step other than it just being trying to draw the pieces of Exodia. But what I'm planning to do is make it where our still primary victory condition is going to be drawing all 5 pieces of Exodia, and then I'll have the side condition that if you happen to draw this card, or if things just aren't going well for you, maybe your opponent uses a deck milling strategy, right? They discard pieces of Exodia into the graveyard. Well, with this card, that wouldn't be as much of a problem, because every time that your opponent manages to get rid of one of your pieces of Exodia, they're actually just powering up this monster. So I'm going to start kind of searching for cards that would help to get things into the graveyard, but I also want the same draw power that my regular Exodia deck has. For now, I'll add Reload. I'll probably add Magical Mallet as well, and I'll decide later if I want to swap out Reload for Magical Mallet. I might have both, depending on the numbers. Here's Magical Mallets. I'll probably be removing one of them, but we'll see what happens. I want to use this draw power. Synergize with this. Benefit of these is that we could use these additional cards over and over again and just keep recycling them to draw through our deck and get to Exodia. So I think we can safely get rid of this, and we probably don't really need Reload for immediate swapping out during the enemy's turn. Although, I might actually want to keep one Magical Mallet and one Reload. If we're playing around with Tellarknights, then we don't really need the Wonder Wands. I haven't tried an Exodia deck without using those, but I will see how it goes. If we're playing with Tellarknights, that means that we are going to have warrior-type monsters, so this will be a useful card to have. Alright, so I'm removing the Tricky from this deck. I'm going to try and see how it works if we do a Tellarknight-focused deck, with the object obviously being to keep recycling our Tellarknight monsters while drawing cards from our deck, and then we're going to try to not put any of Exodia into the graveyard, and Exodia Incarnate will primarily be a backup plan, which could help if things go sideways. In which case we won't need Ultimate Providence, because these are negation cards. The trouble is that now we need to make sure that I have a way to put an Exodia piece on the field if it does go to the graveyard. Powerful Rebirth could be useful for putting an Exodia card on the field unexpectedly for tribute. This doesn't really synergize with the other effects, even though it does have draw power. Might pull Shard of Greed for now. Pot of Benevolence is useful for backtracking if we make a mistake. But I'm thinking that if we get to the point where we're not going to be able to win via Exodia, we're going to be focusing on XYZ summoning anyway. So we'll remove our safety net. And of course we need to set Grandpa's cards as our skill. And now that we have that, I think that we're ready to try out the deck and work on improving it